What's going on, guys? Your boy Maze. We're back with another video, and in today's video, guys, me going over the top 5 best PvP teams in my opinion on Grand Cross at the very moment. In this video, guys, I'm going to be showcasing to you the 5 teams that I think are going to be the best in the meta at this very moment, and you know, we'll see if they change in the next coming weeks or not. But I wanted to showcase to you guys the teams that I think are going to be the top of the meta at the very moment in terms of what you should be running to be winning matches, man. So let's talk about it in this video. A lot of the teams that I have here as well, guys, are going to be there's going to be a lot of variations of each team, and we'll kind of talk about that when I get to each of them. But yeah, I have it all in Photoshop. I have the layers locked so you guys can't see them until I actually showed them. Before we actually hop into the video, make sure to subscribe to your boy Amazing. We are on the road to the 35,000 subscribers, guys. We're at the 33,600 subscribers on the channel, so if you guys haven't hit the subscribe button already, definitely make sure to. With that out of the way, let's start with the first team of the video, being the Goddess team. So the first team we have here is going to be Mael, Margaret, Goddess Elizabeth, Nanashi. This is the best team in PvP, one of the best teams at the moment, just because of how strong it is. Nanashi backline, obviously, with this Holy Relic, you have the defense related, you have the gauge reduction whenever they attack into you. Obviously, Goddess Liz on the team for the revive, and the fact that she has stun and the shield is super strong. Margaret is on the team for the basic stat increase and the fact that she has the buff debuff, or the damage dealt, damage reduction, and the fact her ultimate is also the block effect debuff as well, which is really strong. A lot of people sleep on that block effect at the 6 out of 6, man. Margaret is very powerful, can actually shut down a lot of teams with that ult. So it's very good. And then obviously Mael himself being a very strong character in the meta, just because he's able to deal a ton of damage, and yeah, he can't be stat lowered, and his entire team can't be stat lowered as long as they don't die. And with that Nanashi backline, it's not looking like they're dying anytime soon. So yeah, definitely one of the better teams in PvP right now. I don't see them falling off anytime soon. We definitely need some more Goddess characters as well, because Nanashi is not a Goddess backline, even though he technically is a Goddess character. Spoiler alert. Nanashi actually in Grand Cross is a unknown race character, so he actually is buffing unknown race and not actually goddesses. He is only giving the Holy Relic bonus and some of his passive, so not like fully of his Holy Relic. He's not giving the unknown. Well, he is giving unknown 30%, but it's not affecting the goddess characters. You guys know what I mean, okay? You guys know what I mean. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much that for the Goddess team. Pretty standard. Everyone's just been running this team right now in terms of Goddess characters, because, you know, this is the best setup for them, I'd say. But there are variations. Obviously, you can run like Green Sariel instead of Light Liz. I've seen, or instead of Goddess Liz, I've seen Light Liz instead of Goddess Liz. I've seen instead of Nanashi backline, you run Ragnarok Bond. I've seen sometimes people have been running the new Ludo, but like not too often. So yeah, this is probably the best variation of the team, but there are many variations of Goddess team that do work, and this would be the one I'd say at the moment is the best. But moving on, guys, we do have the Demon team. So for the Demon team, obviously there's a few variations for it. You can run the Ominous Nebula Zeldris in the front line with the Cusack backline and then just completely disregard Chandler, or you can run the Chandler comp, which I think Chandler comp is the best version of Demon team. So specifically like this comp right here, I'd run like Cusack, Chandler, Festarossa, and then Purgatory Meliodas. This is going to be the best version of the team in my opinion. You can swap Cusack in the back for Ominous Nebula Zeldris. Both of them do their job. I just like the fact that Cusack's lowering the crit chance, crit damage of the enemy, as long as you're not facing a Goddess team, obviously. But yeah, he is a really good backline. You know, Cusack on the, or Chandler on the field is really good with his Holy Relic, because he's able to put up the stance. He can draw damage away from both Estarossa and Meliodas, and he just, you know, that HP related up on his Holy Relic with his stance is just super strong. He tanks, and yeah, what else could you ask for from a unit? He's just super good. And then obviously Estarossa applying the darkness stacks, you get big basic stats. Even against Goddess teams where they can't be stat lowered, the damage dealt actually does matter, like, right? So like per darkness stack on the enemy, that's giving you basic stats, and you still deal more damage against them, because every darkness stack means you deal 10% extra damage. So it's just a damage taken plus plus 10% on the enemy, right? So they take more. So darkness obviously is always helpful, and then Purgatory Meliodas being like one of the best PvP units in the game. being able to pretty much like 1v like I don't even know, like 1v3 a lot of comps as well if you can get his ultimate going and get that attack related up. He is just a very powerful character, and overall Demon Team is still doing strong in the meta. I don't think they've fallen off at all really. Even with Goddess Team being super prevalent right now, they haven't really fallen off in my opinion. So I do think Demon Team is up there, but yeah, that is going to be the next team right there. So the by the way guys, these are not ranked in terms of like the best to worst. These are just the top 5 teams. I just want to preface that before people freak out and are like, amazing, this team is better than Demon Team, or this team is better than Goddess Team, whatever. But I just want to preface that, okay? I probably should have prefaced that at the beginning, but you guys know now. Alright, moving on. The next team we got is going to be Goddess Elizabeth, Queen Diane, Purgatory Meliodas, and Green Merlin backline. So this team has only been like coming up recently, but pretty much the way it works is you have Diane stance up, you have Goddess Liz with the revive, so that you pretty much have 2 lives on your Diane, because you're gonna be taunting up at her. You get your Purgatory Meliodas ult, and boom, the enemy's dead. So, and you run Gauge Food with this team, and you know, it's pretty hard to deal with. I'm not gonna lie, it's definitely a hard team to deal with. Very strong in the meta right now. This is definitely like a stall comp, because you're pretty much waiting till you get a Purg Meli ult. But yeah, I mean, the team is overall very strong. You can also push for a Liz ult and get the reflect. Diane ult is very strong at higher dupe as well. So overall, like, this team is just a very solid Sins ult rush team, right? This is pretty much all it is. So, you know, pretty straightforward. Not really much else to say about this team, but, you know, it's just a strong team, right? Obviously, the Goddess Liz shield, the taunt with Diane, the revive from Goddess Elizabeth, the Purgatory Meliodas just being, like, a menace. So yeah, man, that's pretty much the team. I don't really have much to say about this team other than that it's just a very strong one in the meta right now, because of the fact that you have the Liz revive, the taunt, pretty much the 2 lives on the Diane, and then the Meliodas goes crazy. So yeah, and then the shield with Liz. So yeah guys, that's gonna be the next team. Moving on, we have the unknown team. So the unknown team has a lot of variations, I think, that work. You can run, instead of Fest Gother, you can run like Ram. You can run like Rimuru, right? Like, there's a lot of options with this team, but I feel like this is the best version of the team in my opinion. There obviously could change, but I feel like Fest Gother is a really good option to face against the Goddess team, because when you are facing a Goddess team, for example, right? The Fest Gother like buff disable card stops both or Goddess Liz and Margaret, right? So you're stopping 2 characters, and if they get a merge with Goddess Elizabeth for the stun, Fest Gother also stops that, so it's very strong. And then obviously Nanashi giving 30% basic stats from the backline, also giving his gauge reduction part, the defense related, the max HP increase. He's giving a lot from the back. Echidna's giving basic stats to the entire team, and she also has infect, and it just hits really hard. And then Merlin obviously applying all the debuffs. You know, depending on what she's able to do, she can get the stun, she can get the attack seal, the burn, the crit chance lower, which is kind of useless, but the rest of them are good. And overall, I think this team is one of the better teams in the meta, you know what I mean? Like, Goddess team is just Goddess team is very susceptible to losing to unknown team. That's what I meant to say, because of the fact that a lot of the unknown team is just outright like outstats the Goddess team. Like, you just have more stats with the unknown team than you do the Goddess team, just because of they actually have a proper backline. Nanashi's a proper backline for them, whereas for Goddess team, like, Nanashi's not giving them stats, it's just giving them the gauge reduction and the defense related, I guess. Well, kind of giving stats because the defense related, but you guys know what I mean. He's not giving raw stats other than to the unknown team, so the unknown team kind of gets that. But yeah, man, that's going to be the next team in the game. I would say is the one of the better teams in PvP is going to be the unknown team. Moving on to the last team, guys, we have the Alt Rush team. So I feel like for this slot, there's a lot of different variations. There's the Twigo, Blue Liz team with the 1 ultimate. There is the 1 ultimate Purgatory Meliodas Fraudrin. But yeah, those are like the main versions of the team, I think. But other than that, it's just a variation of alt push with like a Fraudrin or an Elizabeth, right? That's pretty much all it is, though. Like, this isn't like mainly the team people use if you are running a team like this. And, you know, it's only really a team that I would say is worth maybe on like the lower PvP ranks. I don't know in high tier PvP if it's really gonna work out. A lot of teams have characters with single targets, so they can, you know, kind of do damage against like Purg Melee or Ultimate Escanor. But this team can still work, man. And if they get an ultimate off on you, you actually just lose the match automatically. Even if you have like a full Goddess team, like let's say you're running like full Goddess and then this team gets a ultimate SNR ultimate and they have dupes, like you're dead. Like there's no way you're living. So yeah, I think this is a very strong team, right? So it can definitely be usable, and yeah, I think this is one of the better teams in Grand Cross. So guys, let me know in the comment section below what you guys have to say about the top 5 PvP teams in the game. In my opinion, these are the ones that I would say are going to be the top 5 teams for the foreseeable future till we get, you know, like another game-breaking character in the meta or anything like that. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe as always. If you guys want to see more videos like this, definitely let me know in the comment section below. Let me know if you guys like this format where I pulled it up in Photoshop and had it like this. I feel like this is you know, at least it shows you guys like what the team counts would look like, and I also kind of talked about variations as well. But yeah, man, that's gonna be it. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out and have a good rest of your day.